This is going to be a webinar for use cases with AcreValue around smarter land decisions, specifically for business professionals. Let's go ahead and get started. So overview and objectives for today. This webinar is going to introduce the critical role of accurate land insights in minimizing compliance risks and supporting sustainable industrial development. Essentially, we're going to aim to talk about four things: compliance challenges in development, the limitations of traditional data, AcreValue's unified platform, and then webinar objectives and benefits. So understanding regulatory risk. In industrial development projects, they're subject to a wide range of regulatory requirements that vary across cities, states, regions. These include environmental regulations, protecting wetlands, endangered species, habitats, and floodplains, as well as zoning laws that dictate permissible land uses. Consequences of noncompliance could cause fines, legal disputes, project delays, mitigation costs. And it's very important to identify early on these regulations and making sure that you identify these risks so they don't become a problem down the line. Without these accurate land insights, teams may overlook critical factors leading to last-minute design changes or permit denials. But by understanding these compliance challenges up front, organizations can prioritize sites that align with regulatory frameworks. And this proactive approach not only mitigates legal and financial risks, but it also supports corporate sustainability commitments and stakeholder confidence. So some of the challenges with traditional site selection processes, they often rely on fragmented and outdated data sources. Environmental data sets, such as wetland maps or flood zone classifications, they're often siloed within federal or state agencies, requiring manual searches, cross-referencing. For instance, a parcel may appear suitable based on ownership and size, but could contain hidden wetlands or conservation easements that complicate development. Such integration with AcreValue enables rapid screening of potential sites all in one unified platform. And this really ensures that compliance considerations are factored into early stage planning to reduce the risk of costly surprises later in the project lifecycle. So key elements of comprehensive land intelligence, accurate land insights, they encompass a broad range of data layers that collectively inform site selection and compliance risk management. At the core of this are verified parcel boundaries and ownership details, which provide clarity on legal control and acquisition feasibility. Zoning and land use overlays, they are essential for determining if this parcel that you select aligns with intended industrial or commercial purposes, avoiding conflicts with any local ordinances. Environmental layers, they include wetlands, flood zones, protected habitats. These really highlight areas where development may trigger regulatory review or require some mitigation measures. Soil composition, slope, hydrology, data, these inform engineering decisions, ensuring that sites are physically suitable for construction and long-term stability. Additional components such as easements, utility corridors, and infrastructure constraints help identify potential limitations on land use, market activity and valuation trends specifically, offer insights into acquisition costs and investment potential, supporting financial planning. Now, with AcreValue, by integrating these elements into a unified platform, developers can perform holistic evaluations of candidate sites, balancing regulatory compliance, environmental stewardship, and economic viability. So AcreValue provides, as I mentioned, a centralized platform, consolidates everything from parcel info, zoning, environmental data, market data, into an intuitive interface enabling rapid and accurate site screening. It's nationwide, lower 48, standardized data set ensures consistency across jurisdictions, eliminating the need for any manual aggregation of county records. Now, market intelligence features, including recent sales and valuation trends, really help to assist in financial planning, stakeholder alignment. Now, AcreValue's workflow, it streamlines the entire site selection process from identifying potential areas, applying environmental and zoning filters, validating ownership, and then able to export maps or PDF reports for internal or external review with stakeholders. Now, by integrating these capabilities, AcreValue really empowers developers to make informed decisions quickly, minimizing delays and supporting sustainable industrial growth. And last slide here, and then we'll get into the software. Now, these are just some advantages of data-driven site selection. Adopting a data-driven approach to site selection, it really offers numerous benefits for industrial developers and stakeholders. Number one, minimizes compliance risk by identifying any of these environmental or regulatory constraints early on. Second, accelerates project timelines by streamlining due diligence and enabling faster go or no-go decisions. Third, lowers overall development costs by preventing investment in unsuitable sites and reducing the need for extensive mitigation efforts. And finally, sustainability and transparency. This approach enhances transparency and confidence among investors, lenders, regulatory agencies, really just facilitating smoother project approvals. Now I'm going to go ahead and pull up AcreValue, and we can take a look at go. So I'm going to go ahead and go back to the homepage here. We're going to start with number one, just getting an idea of the platform. So we've got a few different areas we can go here. The main thing people do, just go straight into the parcel map. But a couple other things I wanted to talk about. Number one, a really powerful tool we use called Market Explorer. So this is going to give you those trends for land values and how they're changing over time. As you can see this graph here, this is from Farmer Mac. This is a nationwide average of farmland price index. As you can see, since the end of 2024, it has dipped significantly. Great opportunity for investment. Essentially, you can drill into we're going to just go ahead and stick with Texas, and then we're going to go ahead and pick the county that I reside in, which is Williamson County, just north of Austin, Texas. And from here, you can also search by a specific time frame, sale price per acre, tillability, acreage. I usually do a higher acreage to eliminate some of these smaller outliers, and then soil productivity. Once these results refresh, you'll be able to see the average sales price per quarter, soil adjusted, total transactions, a breakdown of all that data, so on and so forth. Total acreage sold by quarter. And if you'd like to go ahead and dig into exactly where this data is coming from, you can go over here and view the underlying data. It'll take you straight into the map and allow you to explore the data that went into that Market Explorer in, as I said, Williamson County. So going back to the parcel map, got some map layers that you can use over here to the left. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to just pick a parcel here, give y'all an idea of what this looks like, what our platform can deliver as far as data is concerned. So just give it a second to load here. And let me go ahead and clear these filters. All right, so we've got our parcel map here. Let's go ahead and put in some filters to get started. We're going to go ahead and go to Travis County, which is just south of Williamson County. And let's just say we're looking for land that is minimum 5 acres. Probably don't want to go over 200 acres for this search. We're looking for land that is off market at this point. So owner presence is really important there. Out-of-state owners are usually a lot more willing to lease or sell their land than in-state owners. So we can go ahead and select out-of-state for this search. I'm going to exclude government land. And then let's say I'm a forester and I want to make sure that the land use is at least 75% forested. So let's go ahead and apply these filters, see what results come back. And we've got, let's see what those filters, 61 parcels in Texas. Now, let's go ahead and select one. So this parcel down here, we can go ahead and see the acre value, any comparable sales, how big the parcel is, the parcel ID, who owns the parcel. So it looks like this owner here, and we can go ahead and search our skip trace and database to get his information. This is a business, so we've got mailing addresses, phone numbers, and emails. Anything associated with that will be there as well. We can also see all parcels with this owner, see if there's any other opportunities here. Looks like he just owns this one. And let's go ahead and add some layers here. So we like the parcel. We want to do our due diligence and make sure this is going to be suitable for our use. So number one, with our enterprise data, we can go ahead and overlay the electric grid, make sure there is going to be electricity out to the site. It looks like a distribution line just to the north here. So that is relatively close. So that's good. Any oil and gas infrastructure in the area, not seeing any, but just to give y'all an idea of what that looks like. Going to be an couple oil wells up here. And it looks like all there is in the area there. Let's drill into some more environmental stuff. So we want to make sure it is relatively flat. This is hill country, so it probably is not. But let's go ahead and put on our USGS elevation map. It looks like relatively all the same elevation. I'll drill into this a little more here in a second when I run the report. Any building footprints, this will identify any areas that there were buildings, so it doesn't look like there's anything built up here. FEMA flood zones, because it's right here next to the water, you see that there is a pretty large flood risk here, high. This comes directly from FEMA. So it looks like a lot, maybe about a third of the property is within that flood zone range. So that is something to keep in mind. And then finally, we can go ahead and see if there's any water, like as the flood zone here looks like that water body ends in the property, and then the flood zone kind of extends around. And see if we've got any broadband coverage out here. All right, it looks like there is no fiber optic run out here yet. You click these little hexagons, you can get an idea. 0% coverage, there's no data here, but in these more red ones, you can see 15% coverage, 100% coverage if you're looking for fiber enabled here. And then finally, we're going to go ahead and run a report on this parcel. So let's go ahead and get that full report, give us an idea, a little more of that environmental due diligence, as well as a little bit more that I can drill into. So this will take just a few seconds to run, but the first thing that's going to be shown on here is the overall summary for this parcel. This parcel, as far as the ownership information, the average NCCPI, which is our soil quality, compared to the surrounding parcels, will all appear here on the first screen. And this is all exportable into a PDF format, whether you're sharing it internally or externally with any customers. So as you can see here, average NCCPI, that soil quality is way below that county average. So it's not great for any kind of cropland. It looks like it's about 85% forested. So lots of trees that we can go ahead and utilize. So comparable sales, we can go ahead and drill these down. It'll show you 4, but you can really filter them for exactly what you're looking for, whether that be a specific sale date, specific acreage. You can really dial these in, but these are the 4 closest default ones that came up. Give us some historical sales and an average of what this piece of land could go for price-wise. That elevation, as I was talking about before, the map layer for elevation doesn't do a great job on a smaller scale, so running a report is really essential here to give you that elevation across the entire parcel. So you can see where that FEMA flood zone is, and that water body obviously going to be the lowest point, and then it does go up relatively significantly. It goes from 683 feet at its lowest to 807 feet above sea level at its highest. So pretty steep elevation change for such a smaller size parcel. Any vegetation here, so we're going to go ahead and see that soil quality based on the actual areas of that parcel. The soil survey give us the type of soil that is on this property. Flood hazard, as I just went over, it is a high flood risk in a big area here, and then minimal for the rest of the field. Looks like I guessed it was about a third of the field, but it's looking like it's probably closer to about a quarter of the field. Any crop history looks like this area has been mostly forested for the past 5 years, a little bit of developed areas, and then more of the other non-cropland classifications. And then finally, just a quick ownership information as far as the assessed value of the property. It looks like 1.3 million. The owner, again, address, legal description, any easements in the area, which there are none here at the moment. And then finally, this one is really neat. This is going to be our energy and renewables. So let me go ahead just to give you a clearer view. I'm going to get this down to a 2-mile radius. It defaults to a 5-mile, but this gives you really an all-encompassing view of everything around our targeted parcel here. Let me go ahead and make this 3 because there is something I wanted to point out, which is just outside the radius right here. This looks like a remediation area right here, remediation site, a brownfield area. So that's something that would be worth knowing. And otherwise, it'll go ahead and show any protected areas, which it looks like there are some protected forested areas in the parcel area that do overlap on that parcel. So, excuse me. This may not be a suitable parcel for development just because it's a mix of high flood zones as well as some protected areas. Not great soil quality, pretty steep elevation changes. So just stuff to keep in mind when looking at it, but AcreValue delivers this as an all-in-one unified platform to give you all this information without having to manually comb through county records, maps, the traditional way that may have been done in the past. So that's going to be it for my presentation. I really appreciate everybody joining today. If y'all need anything, I'm going to go ahead and drop my email in the comments. Send me an email. I'd be glad to meet with you one-on-one, run through anything that you're looking to see within the program. I went ahead and put that in the chat, and let me know if y'all need anything else. Thank you so much.